doors have opened. The timer has started. Welcome to your weekly dose of post-apocalyptic mayhem. In the year 2115, a Penance RPG production.
Welcome to episode 20 of 2115. Who are you, what are you, and what is your thoughts on the giant crab from last week? Starting with Susie.
Hiya, I'm Susie Q and I played Dr. Francis Stein, the enthusiastic, intrigued, excited halfling. And her thoughts on the giant crab were mostly getting away from it. It was very big. It's a bit of an inconvenience because the oil is very useful, but she is still questioning whether or not the oil is produced by the giant crab or just happens to be in the waters it's living in, since it seems to enjoy eating cars and stuff. So yeah, she's excited and intrigued about the giant crab.
Fair enough. Next we have Rowan.
Hello, I'm Rowan. I am playing Index, a little lab rat, and her thoughts on the giant crab. Complicated, because at first she was all for the crab cult, and then she met a crab cultist and very quickly turned around on that idea, so probably seething hatred.
Seems a bit normal. Next is Dragon.
Hello, I am playing Awoogas, a half-elf aqua-gelf. Thoughts on the crab cult? They're very unconvinced about religions in general. Seems a very strange thing to a tuna. They're very unconvinced. And so far, it just seems like a really good way of manipulating people. They'd be quite happy to not run into them again.
That's fair. Next we have Amy.
Hello, I'm Amy. I'm playing Lottie. She is a half-human felis. She's not really keen on the crabs, though she's wondering what they taste like and wonders if maybe we could catch it, if it's something to do with the oil. She's curious.
It sounds like her and the doctor have some investigating to do.
Can
A
I
word of
eat
caution. You do know the saying involving curiosity in cats, yeah?
And satisfaction brought him back.
I'm looking for some lobster.
God. And finally this week we have Tom.
Hello. That's me. Forgot what I was going to say. Yes. Roomba. Music. Let's go. I hate crabs. No, actually, I'm ambivalent on the subject of crabs, I'll be honest. They don't make music, so they don't particularly interest me.
I was so hoping you were going to say let's party, but
I mean, we could party. I've got some party tunes if you want them.
On that
Quite
note,
happy to party.
There is now a Spotify list of Tom's music, which hopefully by the time this goes live will be ready. If not, I'll cut this bit out.
If you want to have a sneaky preview, you should join our Patreon so you can get access to our Discord.
yep.
Oh,
Join us in the madhouse.
Yeah.
Plug.
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 Folks,
Like and subscribe.
follow us on
Comment down
Twitter.
below.
Smash that like button, ring that bell, all the other things.
Yeah.
Retweet for others to enjoy.
Give us a
I have
share.
baby axolotls. Photos on the Discord.
The sanctuary.
I mean, maybe. There's a lot of them.
It's kind
There
of
are a lot of
morphing into that, isn't it?
So,
I have so many fucking axolotls, guys.
There's no Belry this week because, to put it lightly, he's
Been
running around in circles going. So once he's stopped doing that, he'll hopefully be back to us. What happened last week?
We went crab fishing.
We went hunting
We
for
got-
oil again.
A new
And
party member.
And our rich dwarf benefactor has left the city.
oh well, I'm sure we'll find another rich dwarf benefactor.
I mean, we still have use of the bunker. So, He's rich enough that he doesn't begrudge leaving us the stuff he's already given us. So
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
And our base hasn't sunk yet, so
Yeah.
That's nice.
it's positive.
Bonus.
We lost a truck to the giant crabs, but Rich Benefactor had given us another truck, so it's fine.
And a piano.
And a piano for
Oh
him.
yeah, piano.
Piano. Oh my god. Also, we said we'd have a rat band up. How is progress on the rat band?
Rat choir.
Rat choir. Now,
I don't know. How are you finding your choir, Tam Tam?
hang on. I need to roll a dice. Let us see how the rat choir is going on.
It's gonna be an actual one, isn't it? 18.
18.
They've
Oh my
actually
god.
got a song together.
Oh my god. All the altos singing well. The tenors, not so much. We're working on the tenors this week, I guess.
And that
I don't
one
know
rat
enough
that can
about-
do bass.
And the basses?
I have no idea how to music in real life. Most of the things I spout are either a combination of memes or from Wikipedia. So,
I can't imagine any rat singing in bass.
You never know.
maybe they've got like...
Space for rat.
All you need to do is hook the rats
Just
up
like a
with
countertenor.
some helium to release into their mouths, and then you've got a new sense of like scale.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I
Or
suppose
I
they could convince the mice as well to join.
Or they could just, like, sing down like a long echoey tube.
Like a didgeridoo.
Yeah! Okay, nice and bassy.
The rat didgeridoo.
Hey,
We need to find
could we not
5
just
small
like,
pipes.
yeah, could we not make them like tiny little microphones and little headsets, like the
I
Britney
mean, probably.
type,
I
like the
wouldn't know
Britney
how to
type
do that.
ones, you know, that come round.
They don't feel that they're in a boy band, and you don't want more than 5 rats in a boy band.
I feel like this is getting
true.
very technical for the rat
There's quite a
choir.
lot of them.
After that, we continue with this week's episode.
Yeah.
So, as you returned to the base last week with your massive piano and fight with trying to get it through all the corridors and doorways you need to get it into the music room,
Yeah, sorry about that.
you again have Stan come through and goes,
Oh, while you were out dealing with the crab, we had a small letter dropped off for you. Hope you won't mind. He said he wanted to seal it with a kiss, so I did it myself. Quite suit lipstick, don't you think?
and he holds up this envelope with a really strange smudged kiss mark on the back of it.
Oh, thank you, Stan.
No problem. I might try a lighter shade. I think it will sort of coat my skin a little better, if you know what I mean.
A peach colour would suit you nicely.
Oh, that'd be wonderful, that. I'll maybe go and look into that, see what I can find.
He sort of toddles off.
Hi,
So,
Stan.
The letter you have in front of you is just sort of very scrawly written. You can barely read it, and as you open it, the words inside are again really scrawled in a way you can't really read. Can anyone who wants to read it roll literacy, please?
Oh,
Yeah.
I actually have some.
I do not.
I can help if you need.
Yeah.
Yep, most of you can read it, which is strange, but okay. So you can read the script. It seems to be written by someone saying, if you'd be interested, there is a deserted lab in the middle of the city that will collapse into the crater in the next 24 hours, but if you were willing to go and retrieve something from it, they would pay you quite highly.
Is
Just
it signed?
It seems to be signed. It's a very thick scrawl, but you do read the word doctor in there.
a task for a doctor.
Dr. Giles?
It could be one of the doctors from the old poster.
Yeah,
like
it's just about
one
to
of the
say, it
ones
could be
with
one of the
s-
imposter docs.
The one with
Yeah.
the cleaver? The one with the stethoscope, maybe?
Maybe there was 5.
There was 5 of them.
Didn't get all their descriptions though.
Yeah, because you were
Just-
the doctor with the leg.
Was there a doctor with a leg?
There was
Just-
a doctor with a leg, and it could have been you.
This
Could
is
have
true.
been you.
Because I mean, technically they all had legs.
Just because, it's just because I've noticed, but why 24 hours? It's always 24 hours with these mad scientist types, honestly.
They like to do things in a rush.
Listen.
It's
But
called
with a
adrenaline.
precise time frame.
Yeah. And usually, when you're reaching for outside help, it's because you've forgotten something. And it's a last minute thing. You know, when people are cooking a meal and, oh no, I've not got any parsley. Can someone nip out to the shops and get me some parsley? Needs to
Or-
be done in the next 20 minutes before things go off or go boom or get
Or
up
it
and
could be a
leave.
test. Or it could
Yeah,
be
I
a
was
test.
going to say, I've never heard it being parsley. It's usually
Well,
you know,
you've
severed
obviously not.
limbs, that sort of thing.
Well, it depends on what kind of science you're doing.
The science
I
of
mean,
parsley. I think that's a
I
different
know,
science series.
I knew one guy in the labs who really liked plants, and he was inspired by this thing he'd seen called the Little Pet Shop of Horrors, and there was like a triffid, and let's just say that we sealed off the lab, and it's not going to be open for another 100 years, so it will be somebody else's problem.
I see. Man, for years I mixed up, was it the chrysalids and the Day of the Triffids? And for years I was like, I don't understand. This is... there's so many inconsistencies here. Did they even read the book? It's like, no, they did. It was a different book. It's a completely different book.
Oh, singing from the wrong hymn sheet there.
Yep. Oh, dearie me. So, I guess we're going towards this lab place then.
Let me just grab a couple of things.
Alright, so are you taking a vehicle first of all? Are you going on foot? And are you taking anything with you?
I'm going to take
Steal
a
a
big
van.
rucksack.
Yeah, we take many rucksacks. That's essentially what the doctor does. She runs off into her lab and gets like some of her portable lab equipment.
I'm
Make
going to
sure
try and
she's
find a
wearing
granny
her-
trolley.
Yeah, and like she's just like, I don't know if there's been carrier bags and stuff, but you know when you're going for like your big Saturday shop at the supermarket and you have that one bag stuffed with all the other carrier bags.
Yeah.
And one of those really deep shopping
Or-
trolleys.
Yeah.
Or you buy a granny trolley. I had one in Belgium. They're brilliant.
Or you just use an IKEA bag?
We're going on a gear
Question.
hunt. Gonna get a lot of it.
To the lab.
To the
I guess we're taking weapons. What was he saying that he wanted us to go do?
He wants
Just
you to
grab a load of
collect
stuff.
any research that's been left there. Because the inhabitants have very much bailed out in a hurry after the realization that their lab's going to fall into a sinkhole in 24 hours.
Yeah. I'd shift. pretty quick at that.
This is essentially an episode of Supermarket Sweep, is what you're
Yeah, I was just...
Sweet.
I'll go wild in the aisles.
Ready.
So, as I said, what are you taking with you? Taking a car, taking a van?
We should take a truck.
Do we want to take the flatbed truck
Probably
thing then?
weapons because I
Because
don't trust
we
anyone.
never have a good time.
Do we want to take 2 vans just in case?
We don't have to.
Every time we have a
got
second
another
vehicle, we
one.
blow up the first one.
Got a second one. It was eaten by the crab.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was only 2-3 weeks ago. It wasn't that long ago.
I mean, you say that.
Yeah, a lot can happen in that amount of time.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we have the flatbed truck, which I think will be ideal for moving lab equipment. Do we have anything like, now my dad calls it a truck, but you know those little things like you put them under heavy boxes and then you lean back on them and they've got 2 wheels and you...
Yes.
Yeah, trolley.
And
Yeah.
no, I don't think we do.
Yeah.
Maybe we could like search around for one.
Maybe there'll be one at this lab. Yeah,
Maybe.
because we should
They'll
maybe
have
try
to
and
move
steal
the stuff
some...
around, won't they?
Yeah, like
really
if we
wish I
could
knew
get some winches and shit.
Alright, so you're taking all the barrels off the flatbed truck then?
Yeah, we leave them in the lab.
Alright.
I mean, do we trust the fluffies to...
Well,
do
you can
some
ask them
distilling?
to do some science on it or something.
Yeah, like do some
Or do some
distilling
science on something harmless at the opposite side of the bunker.
that we
So
don't
we
want them
don't
to
touch
sit
the oil.
and set fire to.
Yeah.
Okay, fluffies, today is the day we are cleaning the lab equipment. Hooray!
We're acknowledging fire safety.
Are we?
We have
Well-
to make sure the fire is safe. There are fire exit doors for the fire to leave by. There are fire blankets in case they feel cold or scared.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of things for fire.
Index, I don't think Tam Tam understands fire safety.
It wasn't part of my program, okay? Lots of things weren't.
Right, I think we're ready to go for a smash and grab.
Aye.
So you take the flatbed truck up to the lift, and you all head towards this lab. As you get near, you notice that the sinkhole is definitely increasing. It seems to be increasing at a reasonable rate of maybe like a metre an hour. So you're not
That's
sure how
concerning.
much. You're not sure if the sinkhole is going to ever stop. at this stage. It does seem like it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
It has to stop at
Do you
some
think there's a
point.
really big crab underneath everything?
I mean,
And it's rising up like the Kraken.
You know,
it would
I wish
make
you
more
hadn't said
sense-
that.
It would make a lot more sense than the geology just being like a hollow piece of crust here.
I'm a
Yeah,
bit concerned about our lab now.
Well, so far the crabs haven't done anything when we ignore them, so it should be fine.
Alrighty then. Drive carefully around the giant sinkhole.
So you arrive roughly where your directions, but you don't seem to see a lab around. You just seem to see what looks like some sort of grocer building, and you see what looks like an old factory building. What do you want to do?
Grocer is in disgusting, or grocer is in apples?
As in apples, there looks like there's a couple of very, very rotten produce just lying around. Been there for at least a year and it's just decayed.
Could be tinned goods.
There could be. Yep.
Let's go food shopping. Then the lab. The warehouse, rather.
Yeah, supplies would be a good idea.
I mean, to be fair as well, if I was trying to hide a secret lab, underneath a grocer's would be an ideal spot because you've got fresh produce coming in to experiment on. You can smuggle shit and like waste out because like
True. That's true.
she sort of trails off at that point and pauses, looking at you all through her like big goggles, realizing that she's telling you how she does things, and her work's meant to be secret.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Anyway, to the grocers. Vroom vroom vroom.
Alright, so you park the van outside. The door itself looks like it's been smashed in, and it looks like the place has been heavily looted.
Ah. Well, food notwithstanding, doesn't look like there's going to be much in here. Can I do a perception check to see if I can see any musical instruments?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Thank you. Ah.
As you're sort of looking in, your eyes are immediately drawn to something shiny at the back, and as you move to the back of the grocer's, not a very big building, it's quite a short, narrow building, you're about 3 meters from the door to this point. You notice several lines of beads hanging down from the doorway, and as you sort of run your little grabbers across it, it makes a sort of trinkling noise.
I'm going to record the sound. I'm not too invested in it yet, but a sort of mild curiosity, I think. Yeah, a mild curiosity. It doesn't grab my attention as fiercely as the rain shaker did.
Alright, so what are the rest doing while Tam is shot inside and is playing with this set of hang down beads?
These beads, do they like lead into a back room?
Yep.
Yeah, no, so the doctor's probably going to like rig along past and go nosing around the back room.
Can I use my tech scanner to check if there's like any mechanical hidden doors or anything?
Sure.
Urwaz is kind of following along, looking to see if there's anything else that they can help with.
You do a basic scan inside, doesn't seem to be much. There is something technical from the back room, though when you go through and look, eventually your tech scanner beeps and the only thing it finds is a very old rusted kettle.
Tea?
Yes! I'm going to lift the kettle up.
So the kettle seems to be full of some sort of light bluish coloured liquid.
What's that?
What's it smell like?
I'm
I
gonna
don't know.
just, like, open
It
the, I'm just gonna
smells
open the lid.
bizarrely sweet.
Smells sweet. Can I? Oh, what would this be? Basic science to make a guess.
Have you got a beaker, like a clear beaker we can pour it into?
I mean, we could just keep it in the kettle.
Yeah.
Kettle. And plug the hole a bit. I'm sure I've got some bandages for that. I probably, most likely, have some sort of container it could get poured into.
I'm gonna have a look for Tupperware.
I have a chemistry set on me, I'm assuming.
I'm sure there's some beakers or something in that, yeah.
Yeah, so we can pour it into that to do some experimenting with later, and I will put a label on it. Weird blue stuff from smelly grocers.
Please, no one drink it.
Feed to...
It's alright, Belry's not here.
I was going to say, what's his character called now? Oh, you can't drink it, because... Well, you could drink it.
He's the tricycle, isn't he?
He's the tricycle
Yeah,
man,
tricycle.
yes.
Tricycle. Tricycle. I want to ride my tricycle.
He'll be really sad that you're singing the right version this week after last time when you said you wouldn't change the words.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So, what are the rest of you doing now? The doctor is acquiring her blue liquid.
Now that I've investigated the beads, recorded the sound, and surmised that they aren't as interesting as I initially thought they were going to be, I'm gonna see if I can look around for any potential entrances to this science base.
Alright, let's just see what happens. As you start to move away from the beads, one gets caught on you and is ripped off the hole at the top, so you now have a small bead tail following you around.
Ah, I rather like that.
That's kind of cute.
We can hear him coming. And going.
It's like a bell on a collar.
Yeah. Here comes Tam Tam.
A small cape of beads, yes. That would work quite well.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a 70s lampshade.
Would be able to like whip them round like a weapon.
I'm sure.
Somehow I don't feel that'll do a tremendous amount of damage.
Send them into the middle of the room, spin round, and
So
play really loud music.
Tam Tam covered in tinsel with like Christmas decorations on top of the antenna.
Oh god.
Ah, yeah.
Alright, let's see. Do you find anything? After a while of searching, you eventually find a small cupboard which has like some brooms and stuff in it, and there's also a trapdoor. It looks like it leads down underneath.
Your hunch was right.
I know a mad scientist. So, this'll be booby trapped.
Do you
Probably.
want us to go out the room while you try and defuse it?
If you want to go out the room. I mean, I don't know what
Yeah.
I'm doing it with anyone else.
Room.
Okay. So, the first thing she's going to do is take out her shovel
Oh no.
and tap it a couple of times with the shovel. See what happens.
Alright, do a roll and see what happens when you tap the shovel. You tap at the shovel, the wood from the trapdoor seems to splinter really quickly as if it's not used to having any kind of pressure on it anymore. And after your most thorough tap, the middle plank of the trapdoor splinters. And you can see obvious UV light coming from under the trapdoor.
Sweet. I'm going to open the trapdoor further then with the shovel.
Alright. It does seem to be very dark lit, down some very rickety looking stairs.
I'm going to turn on my flashlight
Alright.
and shine it down the rickety looking stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see anything
As
more?
you look down the stairs, you see a massive metal locked door. It looks like a very secure entry to a lab.
Okay, I'm going to throw my torch down the stairs just to check that there's no other traps.
Let's see what happens.
Toss it down.
As you throw the torch down the stairs, the torch just bounces. Nothing happens.
Seems fine. I'll be like, there's another door! I'm going in! And I'll go down the stairs to get my flashlight.
Okay.
The doctor
Oh.
toddles down the stairs to get her flashlight. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna have her back.
Okay.
I'm gonna riffle through my various sound files to see if there's an appropriate soundtrack for people going downstairs.
I can just hear the Funny Bones theme.
Yeah.
Oh my god! The
Yes.
funny bones! Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
So, you find this big metal door downstairs. What are you going to do?
Okay, this metal door. Is it like a vault seal?
It kind
or
of
is
looks like
there
a vault door,
keypad?
yes.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Vault doors.
I think this might be an Index and Tam Tam job. If it's a vault with a spinny thing and a combination lock, is that what it looks like?
Is there a lock? Is it locked?
We can try and hack it.
We could
Why
try
don't we
and
see if it's
open it.
open first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Try the handle first.
We've had this happen before where we've been like, oh, let's try and unlock it. Oh, wait, it was open the whole time.
Okay, I'll try to open the door.
Alright. So, roll to try and open the door.
20!
Natural 20. Yeah, the door just opens, no problem at all.
Ta-da! Okay,
Hey!
flashlight into the room, covering the face with one hand, just in case there's like poison gas or something, and flashing the light
Ah,
around.
yes. Hands in front of face. Well known for preventing poison gas from affecting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the doctor is totally up there with her PPE.
I'm gonna zip my hoodie up a bit more.
What do we see?
What do your elf eyes
The
see?
door has a sort of like sound like it's a proper release mechanism, and then the door starts winding and then slowly opens, and it reveals a very dank smelling lab. It smells like there must be some sort of water or damp in here because it smells quite strong.
Glad I wore my wellies. Pulling some fly-
Lads, what do your Gelf eyes see? Come on, I was proud of that.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good. I was waiting for an answer. I was like, go on, Ira.
What do your elf eyes see?
There's a fail voice on the air.
The pun came to me and I couldn't let it go to waste.
It's a good pun.
Irwa walks in and looks round. Well,
and says, "Nothing. It's too bloody dark."
It's quite dingy, but I'm assuming she can see something. Should I roll?
Yep.
Nice. Another natural 20.
Yes. You walk in, and in front of you, you see a massive panel of like several buttons, and it seems that this potentially could turn on lights, open panels, shut panels, and so on.
Ooh. Oh, shall I start pressing buttons to try and put the lights on?
Always.
I try and press some buttons.
Alright, let's see what happens when you press the buttons.
Oh god.
The first time you hit the buttons, some sort of lights do flicker on. It's like sort of fluorescent tube lights flick on everywhere, and you see that there are several labs all together.
Ooh.
The second button you press starts opening like hatches, revealing what looks like some sort of empty tanks. And the third button you press reveals a very dark tank. And as you press it...
Tanks as in
20.
glass bowls,
Yes,
or
glass
tanks
bowls.
as in...
As you press
know,
this other
shoot
one,
things.
there's this massive shape moves towards it. And you notice it's a gigantic whale that goes...
Hello. It's been a while since I've been fed.
Oh. Hello, friend. I
No.
didn't
The
expect...
food button appears to have stopped working.
Oh, I see.
What do you eat? Do you want some crackers?
I eat lots of small fish mostly. Or plankton.
You see him like leaning in, and this massive button that says food on it, just pushing it with his face, and you hear a click, and then nothing happens, and he goes,
You see, usually when I do this, it releases lots of tasty food. But for the last week, there's been nothing.
Oh. I'll see if I can find you some fish.
That would be wonderful.
And I look round and go, do we have any fish?
Do like the sound of his voice.
Isn't me.
The doctor's like turning out her pockets. She doesn't have any fish.
Can I, like, smell if there's fish anywhere?
You can, yes.
With my rat senses?
Yep. When you look around, there's definitely traces that there's been signs of growing like tanks of fish and stuff nearby, but most of it seems to have been emptied. It seems that the only one they have left completely alone seems to be this whale.
Are there any fish at all left in the tanks?
None that you can see.
Okay, I would like to look for. Now there's a table like this in every lab, like the administrator's table. And there's usually a letter there somewhere for somebody in the lab who doesn't know what they're doing on how to work all the basic equipment and things. And maybe some to-do lists. So the doctor would like to go hunting around for like any sort of paperwork that's been left behind that will tell her how this place works or what was going on, etc.
Alright.
And
Yep. You look around, you try and find anything. Eventually, after a long time of scavenging around, you find a printed memo that says,
Yes.
Everyone is packing up to leave. Do not engage the whale.
Sorry, what?
Do not engage the whale. We're not allowed to marry the whale. Sorry.
Does it say why?
Low-hanging fruit, I know, but...
No, it doesn't say. It just says we are packing up to leave following the destruction of the rest of the city. The potential calculations that the sinkhole may expand to take our lab with it. We are taking everything with us. Do not engage the whale. That's all it says.
Is there any other information about the whale?
Not that you can see in the memo, no.
What were we actually here for? We were here to get science or something, but...
well, if there's some computers, if we can turn the power on, I can maybe get some stuff off some computers.
Let's have a look some at the cupboards.
Irwa would like to go upstairs back and see if she can find any like tinned fish or anything in the grocery.
What, and then like blend it, maybe?
Well, just open the tins and throw it into the whale.
Well, I guess if the whale's looking for small fish, you might need to like pulverize it or something.
Well, if it's in tins, it's liable to be already
Reconstituted.
or be quite small anyway, so...
Yeah, it's true.
Alright. You have a look upstairs. There's not much you can find while everyone's looking downstairs. Downstairs, you're searching. Occasionally, while digging around, you find like one or two vials that have been like obviously dropped and left somewhere. You don't find any computer equipment at all. It seems like most of it's been unplugged and taken with them. It's
Fair
like
enough.
the whole place has been as stripped can be, but they have left like one or two small things. It's like they've absolutely missed them.
Oh, is that what we're meant to be picking up?
It's mostly little things like extension leads and kettle leads and stuff like that lying around. There's nothing like computery or data related that's left, though you do find the odd vial with some very bizarre things inside it.
What sort of bizarre things?
Like 1 or 2 of them contain what looks like small segments of flesh that look like they've been used for like extensive testing. Some of them look like they do contain other sort of fish. Other looks like they're just contain very like dark red liquid.
Okay, I'm going to take all these things and take a wild stab at genetic testing.
Probably.
Genetic testing. I will add those things to my inventory, as well as a bunch of extension cables and things, which, the doctor is now filling carrier bags with.
Alright, so what are the rest of you doing?
Just looking about for stuff, seeing if there's anything interesting. Pulling out drawers.
As you do this, you hear a,
You are very strange. You're not like those scientists at all.
Oh? What was those scientists
you're
doing?
more fuzzy.
Yeah.
Fuzzy.
Yes, fuzzy. You're not as bald as those scientists.
Oh. Did none of them have hair?
One of them had grass.
This rings a bell. Who had grass hair? Was it last week? The week before?
One of Dr. Stein's, lab mates.
Oh,
I
Doctor.
think I was re-listening to this episode.
Doctor.
Yeah, you said something about, how you lost your hair, and you were doing something, and your partner ended up with grass for hair, basically.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Uh-huh. What about him?
Well, he was here, apparently. Unless there's another grass-haired individual amongst baldies.
And the rest of them didn't have hair at all, like yourself.
This is your family members. Your long-lost family members.
I mean, do I say every Roomba's related to you?
Yes. Do you remember last week?
No.
Well, you did.
You're a very strange talking box.
I am a musical box. Thank you very much.
What kind of music?
I have eclectic tastes. As long as it's music, I appreciate it. Do you listen to music? Do you
Well,
play
I
music,
can't
perhaps?
really. I can't turn it on.
Whoa. When you say turn it on, what
Yes,
could I...
they used
How-
to play music at me. It came from that button there.
I am going
you see the eye looking towards a large pink button at the side of the tank.
I am going... If you press that button, does music come out of it?
Well, would you like to try?
Tam. Remember what the note said.
What did the note say?
Engage.
I'm going to turn to my wise counterpart, Index, and say, Mom, I want the music on.
Why don't you play your own music?
What? Oh, God.
We have to
Surely
be
you have-
careful of that letter as well. It said not to talk to the whales, so I'm a little worried.
Yeah, and surely, Tam, you have some sort of nautically themed tune in your database there that you would love to show to us.
Yeah, some sea shanties.
I do! I do have lots of music I would share with you.
Would be alright if the wind was in our sails.
I'm debating whether to sing Under the Sea song from The Little Mermaid, or what's the other one I had in mind just a minute ago? It's a sea shanty. Have you ever heard of Fisherman's Friends? Not the Mints. Not the Mints.
I was about to say the mints.
Yes, Tam, I know what you mean.
God, I really wish I could remember, but I saw Fisherman's Friends a long time ago, and they had some cool sea shanties. So it's going to be one of them. I'll find something on Spotify that I can play back to you. Give me a minute. You guys carry on. But I'm going to start playing that to myself.
Well, I can't hear it. I need you to press the button
Why?
so I can hear the music.
Does the button do anything else?
What do you mean?
I'm really confused. Why you're still here?
Well, I can't go anywhere. My tank is only this big.
And he turns round and suddenly he can do just about a 360 turn, and he can't do much else.
I don't think that tank's big enough for you. Not at
I
all.
don't either, but the scientists insisted.
Where were you before?
I don't know, I always grew up in this tank. They said I'd grow to fit it, but I think I'm going to be too large.
We need to find you a bigger tank.
Yes,
A much, much bigger tank.
that would be preferable, yes.
But I still don't understand why the scientists didn't take you with them.
What do you mean, not take me with them?
I mean, well, if they've not came in, they should have taken you and your tank to wherever they are.
What do you mean, they are coming back? They wouldn't abandon me.
Do you know what the scientists were doing?
Well, they told me it was science.
Okay.
Definitely sounds like the Doctor.
It does sound quite like our doctor as well, yes.
She's like standing in the corner. Not standing in the corner, but she's like not facing the group, not facing the whale, giving like those pure shifty eyes. Like, uh-oh.
I think we need to interrogate the doctor about this.
Oh no. I don't know nothing.
So, if you had a baby whale in a tank, why
Uh,
would you be raising it to be an adult?
depends on what you want the whale for.
Well,
I don't normally raise things from babies. I raise them from somewhere else. Usually. Trying not to look at Pumpkin. He like has a little scratch at his ear and a little bit falls off. She just like picked up and sticks it back on.
Yikes.
With his tape dispenser on his back, he just used to stick it back on. Yeah.
Yeah. Just ignore that. Look,
Gonna tilt my head.
there's usually two types of scientists, right? And you get the ones that want to either make super intelligence, make robotic intelligence, or AI, or, you know, cheat death. Now, I fall into the third category. Grassheads tended to fall into the, you know, make the super being through genetic, you know.
We don't, but carry on.
I don't want to use the word purity, but
Yeah, it does have certain negative connotations, doesn't it?
yeah, you know, like, you know, it's like, okay, so jellyfish can glow in the dark, and that obviously benefits them somehow. So if I put the glowing thing into the rabbit, maybe it will benefit the rabbit glowing in the dark, and we'll see how that goes. Obviously, someone decided to look at a whale and say, what happens if I make this whale really boring?
Or,
That's
I mean,
quite offensive.
I
also,
see.
rabbits that are glow in the dark, really bad idea. The owls would have a field day.
But they're not outside in the dark.
Are they not? I thought they went out in the evenings and in the early mornings. I
They
thought
can go out in evening.
twilight.
That doesn't mean it's dark enough for being glow in the dark to be a risk for them.
That's a good point. Day-night
Especially-
cycles are not like in video games in IRL.
And
What are you
problem is
giggling
that
at?
their predators are crepuscular. But if they could be daytime or closer to daytime, then they could completely avoid them.
It's true.
This all sounds very complicated.
Doctor,
Yes.
what sort of science would you need to do for whales to be able to speak? Is it a similar sort of engineering as my ancestry?
Probably. I mean,
Or
if they,
perhaps mine.
if they
Yeah.
thought he was going to grow to fit into the tank,
Uh-huh.
this whale, does it have any sort of humanoidy looking features?
The eyes look slightly more human than a normal whale's would,
Mm-hmm.
and in fact, it can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad for it.
I feel bad for it as well. But I'm not sure what we can
We can't transport a whale
do
anywhere.
to build it.
Can we?
I mean-
what?
We could
What the-
helicopter him somewhere.
I'm going to pause in my sea shantying, and I'm going to say, someone throw a stick at that button and see what happens.
Still really paranoid about that button.
What's the worst that can happen? Don't answer that. Just do. Don't think. Do.
It
That's
could
how the-
burst the tank and flood us all in here.
That's true. Where's the exit?
I
If
think it's
floods,
more
I can
likely.
drag you all out. It's fine. I can breathe underwater, remember?
Yeah, but I'm gonna fizzle.
True. Do you want to be next to the door, Tam Tam?
I mean,
I don't
Sure.
think the button will flood the lab.
It seems unlikely. If it was going to do that, they probably wouldn't have had a button for it. They would just have broke the glass.
No, I
please
mean,
break here.
if they have a button inside for the whale to feed himself, I imagine the button creates some sort of external stimulus. Now, he says that it's so he can hear the music. But,
What music?
well, the music you were playing, my friend.
He
But
said that
he can hear us speak.
when he presses that button, he can hear music. I just hope it doesn't, torture...
No, I think it might be
Kind of music. would it
a
be?
trigger. You see, there's certain sounds and things that will make animals react in certain ways, and indeed people.
You think they've done some conditioning training? Interesting.
Let's call it that.
Well, it's either conditioning training or torture. It's one of the two.
That's what we'll call it.
Hypnosis?
Genetic programming.
Hmm.
Like, you know how cats who have never been outside
Yeah.
sit at windows and shout at the birds because they
Yeah.
remember.
Because how birds move is what they react to.
Yeah.
Has this got to do with whales and music?
Yes, possibly.
Okay, put
I'm
it
just
this
working
way.
on a theory on what's in front of me here. I mean,
Yeah.
if Grasshead was in here doing his grassy stuff, who knows?
It's grassy stuff. Yeah.
I think the doctor is probably right, but we're not going to know what is actually going on unless we press the button. And
Do we want to?
I'm too big a fish for it to eat, so I'm not massively concerned.
Do we want to grab?
Fun fact,
Everything else
adult blue
first.
whales' throats are only about the size of a football.
No.
Yeah, they got tiny throats.
Got
Yeah, I reckon
bloody
we
big
should grab
mouths,
stuff
though.
and then.
Yeah, but they
I
can't
reckon we-
swallow you.
I'm not afraid of being swallowed. I'm afraid of being chewed.
With what?
A dog isn't going to swallow me, but he can sure as hell chew me up a bit.
Voice in the sky. What kind of whale is this?
One with great big teeth. In a fancy universe
You can't
Where it
really
has-
see from the colour, but it does look like some sort of...
where the
Is
whales
it a
have.
sperm whale?
It looks like a blend of, traditional blue whale and killer whale.
Okay.
Okay,
Is
now
it
I'm slightly
can
more
we
afraid.
see baleen or teeth?
Sorry?
Can we see baleen or teeth?
Baloo's not here. That's in the Jungle Book.
Baleen.
Sorry.
You can see teeth.
Right.
I mean, even just without the teeth, I'm only a flying Roomba. I'm not that sturdy.
Do you want to wait in the car?
Totally
Maybe.
can go.
But I want to listen to the music at the same time, you know?
Okay, well, let's put all this stuff in the car.
Okay.
And then we'll come back in and press the button and see what happens.
I'm gonna stay near the door. I don't want to get wet.
Me and Tam Tam can also stay there.
I haven't found any fish yet for the poor whale.
Ah,
I don't want it to starve.
Is there anything else that it could eat? Could it plausibly eat, I don't know, apple? Okay, that's a slightly random example. But
Crackers?
I think it needs meat.
And also, if this is going to fall into a pit in a day, the whale's going to die.
I think we kind of have to try.
Okay, let's try and help the whale.
I think we should try and help them. Although I do think we need to press this button to find out what's actually going to happen.
Agreed.
Sure.
Alright, so you put the stuff in the car. Are you all coming back inside to press this button, or...?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait at the door.
Wait, which door is this? Is this the big vault door or what?
Yeah,
the vault door, yeah.
Okay.
yeah, the doctor would like to put a table on its side and just stand behind the table.
Can we wedge the door? Because I'm not very waterproof, and if it does flood it, I'm gonna be the first casualty.
Well, stand with me at the door.
Yeah, but I want to be close to where the music comes out.
You're so fussy, Tam Tam.
It's true. I'm very fussy.
Alright, so who is pressing this button after you've wedged the door open?
Where is the button exactly?
I think you should use your shovel.
It's to the side of the whale's tank. It's about half a metre away from the whale's tank.
Okay.
Oh, it's not inside the tank then.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
It's
do you want me
about
to
like
hit
the
the
food.
button?
It's what you'd imagine if I said a sort of large red button would be, only it's pink.
Which is just a faded red. It's a calmer version of panic. Will the doctor hit the button then?
Yes.
Okay, the doctor's going to hit the button and then dive behind her table.
Okay. You hit the button. After a couple of seconds, you hear a... "Meow, meow,
Oh, that's a siren.
And the whale goes,
It seems the music has returned. Hooray!
as you hear a voice say,
Incineration in 7 minutes.
What?
Everybody out.
What's it
Yep.
going to
Oh,
incinerate?
whale!
I love this music.
and again, all you're hearing is, nerd,
What happened?
nerd,
Mr. Whale, what happens after this music?
Oh, I don't know. Usually it starts and then the scientists run around a lot screaming.
Do you know how they stop it?
Why would you want to stop it? It's quite relaxing.
He's got a point.
Going to burn everything up.
What's that mean? He's a whale.
It might make all the water disappear.
That would not be ideal.
It would not. Doctor?
She's gonna start running around screaming.
Yes, that's the noise right there. Usually they do that for about 5 minutes. And then the one with the grass comes in and uses his necklace.
Oh,
Where?
I don't know, I just know he has a necklace.
Can I start just hitting buttons?
Yep. Let's see what happens when you start hitting buttons. You start hitting buttons, the lights start flickering, like tanks get like shut off with big metal doors and open again.
Ugh.
Not really much happens.
I don't know what I can do in this situation, so I'm going to turn to Index and be like, and just tail off and look at her. Well, I don't have eyes, but I'm going to in her direction.
In 6 minutes.
Okay, so
Guys.
I think we should head to the car.
Grass Guy usually comes in and uses a key, right?
Yeah.
Which means there'll be a switch somewhere. He has
Yeah,
a key card
has
or
to.
something. So the doctor would like to look for an interface that involves some sort of key card or USB.
Alright. Roll awareness.
Oh,
Can I help?
Yep.
Awareness is not what the doctor's good at.
Hey,
Doctor is good at shoveling.
Natural 20, yes.
Hey.
After a while, you find in one of the big desks there's what looks like a panel, and as you play around it, eventually you find a button that sort of flips a key slot from the underside of the desk. So there's like a big, like looks like a key card slot that you put a key in the side and turn, and then you can hit a button.
Okay, guys.
Time
Are
for
we
some
going-
lockpicking.
Yep. What do we roll for lockpicking?
For the first one, it'll be electronics.
I can do that. I got +5.
Yep. You somehow managed to bypass the keycard slot. So for the key itself, you will need probably just dexterity.
I have a 4.
Whilst all this is going on, I have been recording the siren for future possible reference, although I don't think I'll need it. I've also been playing a number of various like sound clips from God knows where to do with sirens, danger, and a chap called Will Robinson.
You do notice that all the time the siren's going off, the whale seems to be intently bobbing along to the siren.
I wonder if he's ever I wonder if it's ever like gone full incineration before, or if it's always been stopped before full incineration has occurred. You know?
Bit busy, Tam Tam.
Yep, you managed to somehow get through the lockpick, so the big button is now flashing. What do you want to do?
Smash it.
Okay, you smash the button, there's a voiceover sound, and the siren stops, and the voiceover goes,
Incineration halted. Thank you, Dr. Lothario.
Doctor what?
Dino Lothario.
yes,
Lothario?
that's your
Lothario.
plant friend. Now you hear the name, you recognize it.
No! Well, at least I've not had to evacuate my lab.
Not yet.
I have assistants. They're all here.
Oh, the music has stopped.
I'm going to
Would you like
steal his whale.
Yes.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Tam Tam, could you play some music for the whale, please?
Oh yeah. How deaf do you guys want to be?
Not very deaf.
No.
Then leave.
Okay.
I'm
We're
going.
gonna go back to the car now.
I'm going to put some earphones on.
If you're staying, Doctor, I'd like to enlist your help to find the speaker system and jack me in, and then.
I wonder, do we know of anywhere where we could take the whale?
I mean, other than the oil sludge pit.
We have a pool in our base.
Is it going?
Big enough for a
Is it
whale?
big enough for a whale?
It's the best thing we can do on short notice.
It's probably better than that tank.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to fall into a pit anytime soon.
Hopefully. No, I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
relatively safe.
How are we going to get it there, though?
I
Tank of water on the back of a car.
do you
How-
think we could hoist the tank from the helicopter?
We're in an underground bunker. How are we going to get the helicopter to the tank?
And this is going to be a couple of tons as well.
I was
I
going to
don't know if
say,
the helicopter's going to be cut.
the doctor knows how labs work, and if they got a tank in, presumably somehow they got a tank out.
There
So-
maybe they've got like a hatch that leads into like another tunnel or something that.
Yeah, the doctor's going to do, now that she's almost, there's not really anything really bad going on as such. I mean, this is one of these things where I'm going to say she'll take hours to do it, because she also hates Dr. Lothario. So,
Who is this Dr. Lothario? Do we know him other than green grass hair guy?
well, you know how when you're a student and you have somebody that you're a little bit academically rivalry with,
Yes. No. Go on.
well, things escalated, and basically it involved cucumbers and some poor unfortunate souls, and needless to say, we both failed their exams because of it, but it was all his fault.
I don't understand, but okay. Look at that nail.
She's gonna like fine tooth comb go through the lab.
All right.
Fair
While
enough.
all this is going on, Irwaz is going to see if she can find fish somewhere.
All right.
I'm going to look around and see if there's a way to transport the whale.
All right.
And I am going to play the alarm sound over on repeat at a reasonable volume so as not to accidentally deafen the doctor and whatnot.
I'm going to keep an eye in the car.
Occasionally the doctor forgets that you're just playing the siren sound and panics
Yeah.
and screams.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like a bit of a Pavlovian reaction by this point.
Yeah.
Especially if you play like the incineration threat.
Yep, it's just that wavelength that scientists are attuned to panic as soon as they hear.
Yeah.
The panic wavelength, yeah.
Yeah.
Like my alarm clock.
So, after a while of going over the lab, knowing what she's looking for this time, the doctor eventually does find it's like a sort of big lever that seems to move the tank along a set of runners and then up what looks like some sort of elevator.
See, my idea wasn't crazy.
Okay, how big is this tank? Like, how big is this whale?
you hear the sound of it moving, and as you sort of look out for where it could be, you run upstairs and find just outside the factory there's like what looks like a loading bay for the factory. And it just pops this massive tank up, maybe about 2 meters tall by maybe 4 meters wide.
Okay. So I'm gonna go check out the factory now.
Have I
Is
managed
this where we got the laser lathe from?
You know what? Fuck it, yeah. Let's make it for the laser lathe. So there's more rats, occasional rats appearing, confused that the rest of their cult seem to have disappeared.
No.
So what's in here?
Mostly it's just dilapidated stuff. There was a laser lathe in the middle, but it seems to have been removed by someone previously.
It's being worn by a dog now. It's just wandering around with us like, oh, I'm gonna pee on this.
So, yes.
In this factory, is there... I'm going to say 4 meters wide is too big to put on the back of a truck. But is
Pretty
there
wide.
trailers or anything?
Not obviously, and this is lots of scrap metal lying around, but no obvious trailers.
Is there a welding torch?
Let's see, is there a welding torch? Yeah, there's a couple of welding torches and some canisters.
Okay, he wants to build a trailer for the truck with me.
Yay!
Attach some wheels to this tank.
I don't really know much about welding.
It's alright, you just hold things in place for me, Tam Tam. It's dead easy.
Can I play some like like the Rocky montage music? I'm gonna play that.
Sure. Yeah. Right, who's welding with me?
Don't
I
know.
will help you.
Index probably a bit small for that.
So,
So yes, while people hold wheels and wires and metal lumps in places for while the doctor welds, after about half an hour of pure genius engineering, you have a trailer truck that you've got attached to the back of your own.
nice.
The whale is quite confused, going,
Why are you heating up my water?
Oh, apologies for that. We're going to try and get you into somewhere with a bit more space for you.
It's very bright out here,
It is, but we won't be out here for very long, don't worry.
and I seem to have lost my buttons.
You just look and there's 3 gaps in the
Oh.
where there was the buttons before.
Oh,
Is it losing water?
No, it's like, it's got a sort of seal around it that seems to have closed when the buttons were pulled out, but he doesn't have his buttons anymore.
That's okay. We can get you lots of buttons. With better music.
I do like the music.
Well, that's very fortunate because Tam Tam here is a musician.
Does he know evacuation?
Probably.
It's a jingle. It is quite fun. It's like the incineration song, but it's a little faster and usually it means more screaming.
I like that.
Okay.
It means more screaming.
So, before we go, the doctor's going to make sure this lab is totally cleared out.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to write a note and she's going to leave on the door. And it's going to be like, hell, I took your stuff and I'm going to make it work. Lol. FS. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Are they in a happy face as well?
Yeah, well, on a happy face, why not? But she's going to leave that on the door.
Fair enough. Surprised you don't try to take the door off its hinges as well.
Oh, I've got to have something to pin the note to, don't I?
Yeah, true. So are you taking this wheel back to your base?
Yes.
Apparently, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to make it work.
Although I'd like to point out that I am letting it use the pool that I need to be able to swim.
I'm sure we can share.
Are you sure you won't have an instinct to try and eat me?
That is a good question.
I guess we'll find out.
Alright, so I am assuming you're taking this whale back to the base.
Yes.
Along with all the other bits and bobs we found.
All the extension cables.
Yeah. Didn't we find a
Leave
couple
them behind. You
of
find
papers?
more when you get there, you know.
Didn't we find some
Yeah.
papers and whatnot?
Yeah, I found a couple of papers and fleshy samples, fishy samples, and some red samples, and there was that blue shit in the kettle,
Oh yeah, the red samples.
which,
All sounds so sketchy.
yeah, and will presumably get experimented on by the dream team.
Just out of interest, are you taking the kettle and the liquid, or just the liquid you got from the kettle?
Taking the
No,
kettle.
I'm
too.
taking the kettle too.
Yeah.
Oh, I said we were going to make tea. Once we cleaned it.
Once we clean it, yeah, that's an important caveat.
Well, as you take this whale back and introduce it to its new giant pool,
This is Stan, and this is the Fluffy, and this is Fred Marty McFly.
What do you think of the new pool?
It's very nice. It's much bigger than my small tank.
That's it. I thought it was a similar size from the descriptions that I remember.
You should be able to turn around a lot easier in here.
I think so. Are these my dinner?
and it looks at the fluffies.
No, they are not your dinner.
They would be very disappointing as dinner.
Yeah, they don't taste of
They
anything.
look rather tasty.
They look really good, but they don't, have any inside. Like, you know when you bite into fish and you get that texture?
There's no crunch, you mean?
There's not anything.
That is disappointing.
It's very weird.
Like when they tried to make me eat that jellyfish.
Oh.
Did it glow in the dark?
I think so.
See, that's why
They said it was for a celebration.
What were they celebrating?
Not sure. They said everyone had jellyfish, and then they asked if I wanted some, and then they threw it in my tank.
Then what happened?
I ate it. It was
And?
quite disappointing.
This sounds very Dr. Stein. I can see why they were colleagues.
As the
I don't
whale-
eat jellyfish in celebration.
And as the global surveillance satellite moves out of range, we lose sight and sound, for now. Hopefully signal will return again soon. Until then, the cast of 2115 were Amy, Belry, Dragon, John, Rowan, Susie, Tom, and Nikolai. With music by Daniel Bostrom and artwork by John Moore. All tales and experiences within 2115 were created by Nikolai Popsky before being broken and reshaped by the cast into an eternal sense of hopeless dystopia. But if the threat of eternal dystopia looms in your future, comfort yourself with the finest icosahedrons in the land from dndice.co.uk, where the name Penance RPG at checkout will shave 10% off your order and make that fear lessen, at least for a while. Penance RPG exists only through the kind support of patrons and quiet sobbing into the void. If you would like to assist in the balance of support versus our crying hungrily in the fetal position, come to patreon.com/penancerpg and choose one of our epic rewards. We are eternally grateful for any support you could give. Farewell for now, and remember, smile! It might never happen!
I'm going to quickly grab another drink, so back in 1 second. Just carry on gibbering.
Hey, we do gibber. Gibbering's a $3 adjective. We
work in pounds here.
We chatter incessantly.
Yeah, we do.
That one's fair.
We go on tangents upon tangents.
Upon tangents.
I'm quite happy that you figured it out, though, Ron.
What? What part?
The bicycle transformer part. Wait, tricycle, but you know.
Maybe I just watched a lot of Transformers as a kid, but yes, immediately.
I have absolutely the image of it in my head as well.
I only ever watched like 2 episodes though, because those were the 2 episodes on VHS tape at my nan's house in Ireland.
I'm going to post one of the messages sent when I was
If you survive for
thinking
more
through
than
this.
4 episodes, maybe Rowan will draw you. Wouldn't that be nice?
Like one of her French girls.
Give us a
I have
share.
baby axolotls. Photos on the Discord.
The sanctuary.
I mean, maybe there's a lot of them.
It's kind of morphing into that, isn't it?
So,
I have so many fucking axolotls, guys. There's like 35 babies.
oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was just thinking, I counted a lot of baby axolotls in those pictures.
Are they tropical or?
No cold water. I only have one room though in my flat, so
Yeah.
The problem is finding homes for them.
yeah.
I can't imagine they would do well being shipped to Scotland.
I mean, surprisingly, as long as you put in enough panning, they can do pretty well. You can ship them. If you get first class delivery, you can ship them very safely.
They certainly can't be kept in the same place as Tethys. He would eat them.
Oh yeah, no.
He's a dopey boy, but he would eat them.
Yeah, they're currently in a 5-litre tub on my kitchen counter. So,
Are they hard to keep?
no, you need 20 gallons, 2 sponge filters with air bumps, and a hide. That's basically it for a simple setup. Don't put gravel, they will swallow it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, if you know anyone who wants one, let me know.
Well, I might want some.
I've already got like 3 friends who want one each, and the pet store said they'd taken a whole bunch.
Okay.
So that's like half. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Let me look into tanks and see if I can persuade Lewis.
Gum tree, they're a lot cheaper on there.
Nothing, Lewis.
What am I adopting now? What are we having now, Susie? What are you bringing home?
Just think of them as aquatic guinea pigs. They'll be fine.
Aquatic guinea pigs, but quiet.
Oh, that's the best part of guinea pigs.
It's true. The best part of a guinea pig is the squeak.
Yeah.
You have to remember that axolotl will pay you back in self-esteem because they'll just sit and smile at you all night.
Oh, that's true.
But also, you don't then get the accidental gulp of air at 4 a.m. in the morning where you hear is awful noise, and it wakes me up every time.
Oh god. Put all this at the end of the episode, just leave it all in.
We're going on a gear
Question.
hunt. Gonna get a lot of it.
Yep.
Are granny trolleys a thing outside of Scotland though? Like,
I don't
if we
actually
say a
know.
granny trolley,
Surely.
does anyone else know what we're talking about?
Yes.
Might not call it that, but
Yeah.
I'm sure they know what it is.
Basically a shopping bag on wheels.
Shopping bag on wheels, yeah, basically.
But the
It's a
granny one
trolley.
has a specific kind of tartan.
Yes.
Specific kind of handle.
Maybe the tartan just for you lot, but we know what you mean by it, you know.
See, the ones in Belgium were all really cool and had different patterns, and you could actually like buy just the bag to if like the bag wore out, you just took it off the frame and got a new one.
That's
They were so good. They were really funky.
That's pretty cool.
Scotland, you just get tartan.
You have to use up the tartan you have.
Yeah, because by that stage, nobody else wants it.
Yep. So,
Quick, we'll appeal to the tourists.
tourists don't want it, they've got taste and colour.
They've got enough of the hats with the ginger bits.
The awful tins of haggis that I remember from Scotland. In tins.
One haggis in a tin.
So sad.
Well, you know, that's why you sell it to the tourists,
Yeah.
Sad.
because you don't want it.
Yeah.
Moving on.
No night's
So-
a good night when it ends with a can of stag haggis.
It reminds
that.
me of a Terry Pratchett quote, something like regional delicacy is something that you don't want to eat, so you call it a regional delicacy and then you get to fob it off on the tourists.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I like haggis.
I like haggis when it's not
I like
from a tin.
haggis.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
like
in a
real
tin.
haggis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty
you know,
much.
you go out the butcher's.
Even the
But-
sort of, well, I suppose the sort of plasticky covered ones you can get in shops are usually alright, but not the ones in
Yeah.
tins.
No, not the ones in tins. Anyway, we should save the haggis ranting for a ramble cast, because I feel we could, with this Scottish content of this podcast, I feel we could go on for that for quite a while.
Yes, so we'll do a Ramblecast probably a bit Scottish stuff later, I'm sure.
Yes.
Annoying.
No, we should do a Patreon where we're like, does anybody want to ask some Scottish people some questions?
Yeah.
90%
that.
Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And we should all drink whiskey, and I can tell a story about the time I was at the Stanley Hotel and the guy kept saying I was from Edinburgh.
I could talk about the time where we were in America and people thought we were German.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
I think the only story I have ever told to that is when I went to meet my friend who's from Norway in Edinburgh, and the barmaid couldn't understand me.
Yep.
Right.
So anyway, carrying on from this.
This is essentially an episode of Supermarket Sweep, is what you're
Yeah. I was just...
saying. Sweet.
I'll go wild in the aisles.
Ready.
We'll get you the jumpers to wear with the numbers on, everything will be great.
I'm ready, Dale. I'll jump in the
I'm
pool.
trying to remember the theme song.
I can remember things I'm just not singing
Oh
it.
god.
Oh god. And to get inflatables on the way around, yeah, that'll be fine. This is how this episode's going to be. It's going to be full of nostalgia.
There's something hidden in this lab. Okay.
Kind of a
Not
thing.
one
you did
inflatable
in the
radio later on. I've failed as a host.
I mean, it might turn into Hot Fuzz as well.
Oh god.
I do like a bit of hot fuzz.
Yup.
Yarp. What did he say?
It's a
What did he say? Well, what did he say? Oh, bless him.
More in an angle.
I actually know
Okay.
people with that accent because Portsmouth kind of has a bit of that. So yeah, pain is real.
Trolley boy is real.
Trolley boy
The
is
pain
real.
is real.
Therapist. The trolley boy isn't real. Trolley boy. Yarp.
Yerp. I really know
Let's
what they
keep
were
it.
called, because the only time I've ever seen one when somewhere I worked was when I used to work and literally it's like, oh, the wee trolley thing. Oh, you mean Stevie? What? It was just called Stevie. They decided it was going to be called Stevie. It wasn't truck, trolley, whatever, it's just called Stevie.
See, my dad calls it a truck.
Really?
Yeah. And like all my life, I always take a moment and do a double take because I'm like, we don't have a. Oh no, I know what you mean. But
I'm gonna riffle through my various sound files to see if there's an appropriate soundtrack for people going downstairs.
I can just hear the Funny Bones theme.
Yeah.
oh my god, the
Yes.
Funny Bones. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go with that one.
This is how the story begins. In a dark, dark town, there was a dark, dark street. In the dark, dark street, there was a dark, dark house. In the dark, dark house, there were dark, dark stairs. Down the dark, dark stairs, there was a dark, dark cellar. And in the dark, dark cellar, some skeletons lived. There was a big skeleton, a little skeleton, and a dog skeleton. Woof!
Big skeleton.
Little skeleton.
skeleton. And a dog skeleton.
Oh, I'm buying that book for Naomi.
Such. Get the audiobook one as well. My god.
Did Griffith Stones do the audio one, or is that just the TV series?
No, he did the audio one as well. Like the one I had was a book with a read-along tape, and he did the read-along for the read-along tape.
Have you ever heard of Fisherman's Friends? Not the mints. Not the mints.
I was about to say the mints,
Yes.
which for some reason are always for sale in the cold and flu section of books.
There's only one use for those, and it's put it in cheap vodka.
It's still rank.
Yeah, but it's a lot
Vodka
better than
or the
vodka as
mints?
before.
It doesn't work. It's hideous. Please don't do this to yourselves.
Yeah, the mints still just taste abysmal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes, Tam Tam. I know what you mean.
Oh, randomly, I learned a fact today that dogs lie, right? So, you know how like when dogs
yes, they
pee
do.
against things and the little ones will pee higher? It's like, I'm taller than I am. So Pumpkin
Sideshow.
does that. So yeah, so like Pumpkin is basically when he pees on stuff, he's like leaning back to get the highest angle.
Jan.
Oh, he uses his he could fly. He uses his helicopter to like buzz up. So you just hear this occasional bzzz, bzzz, bzzz. It's awesome.
Yeah. I
Anyway.
think Lottie's got to take an umbrella then, just in case.
On that note, I've recently been told that my dog has started when the other dog goes and pees somewhere. My dog's determined to be peeing higher than him, so just pees on him.
Clever boy. He's asserting the ultimate dominance.
So as the new whale enjoys his new home, does anyone have anything they wish to add before we stop?
yes, I have.
I'm a new supply of fish.
What was that, Tam Tam?
I was gonna say, can I spend some time, like, you know, recruiting Index and the good doctor and seeing if we can, like, get some speakers and whatnot set up for him and some buttons that work underwater for, you know, all kinds of emergency sounds.
Do you have an incineration song here?
Well, I recorded a version from your previous home, so we could do that for nostalgia's sake, but I can get a new one if you want, but I'm sure I've got a sound
It
file.
doesn't sound the same without the screaming.
I'm sure Dr.
We can
Stein
record.
will be happy to oblige.
Rat choir.
The doctor's got this kind of look on her face like, do you realise I have a list of things to do about this long? You want me to scream for fucking me?
Scream for a recording, Doctor. If you want some motivation,
I'm sure she won't need motivation. She'll be happy to scream.
The doctor does instruct the Fluffies and Stan not to go in the water with the whale.
Did we
Oh,
just
but he's such a lovely wee man. I mean, I could just give him a cuddle.
No, he'll eat you.
no cuddles. He doesn't like being touched by people.
On our TV, if we have one of those, I'm going to put on Blackfish.
God.
Also, Index, please, for the love of God, don't fall in. You're even
we've
smaller than the Fluffies.
We've basically rescued Shamu this episode.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Are we becoming like?
I don't. I guess
A safari park, but in a bunker.
I was going to say like 2115's version of PETA, only better.
Yeah.
because PETA suck. So.
What's that group of activists that go after like the whalers and stuff?
Oh, was
like
it not
that? Are we
Greenpeace?
No,
Sea
there's the
Shepherd?
other one.
Sea Shepherd.
Sea Shepherd. Are we not Sea Shepherd now?
Technically, all we're doing is just giving me an excuse to do a live-action version of Black Sheep.
Fluffies aren't whales, so not really.
Yeah, but
More
we're like
broad. than that.
yeah, we're an actual. We've turned into like a weird animal.
An animal rescue group.
And stand rescue.
I think we just turned into a rescue TM. Just
We're the rescuers.
You're the rescue rangers.
rescue whale.
I would feel a lot better if we had like an actual body of water for the whale, but this is kind
That
of
might be tricksy.
in the meantime.
I mean, we could try dropping them with the crab.
No. I don't think that would be big enough really for the whale. There'd be enough fish.
Yeah.
Nature's biggest
I don't think there's
battle.
any fish.
Crab versus whale.
God. Oh my god, there's an actual film called Octo Shark. Versus...
Octo whale, I was gonna go for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but there's just like
I
an
mean,
Octo Shark film.
It's
And
easy
there's like
to
an
imagine.
octopus versus shark films. And oh my god, they're all amazing.
I have seen Octopus versus Mega Shark, I think it was.
Oh yeah, that one's good. Oh, monster movies.
Well, that's getting the time. Actually, let's go live after the time of year for that.